Soe Lin Oo from Myanmar, and he's 5'7". And at One Friday Fights 81 in September, they are going to clash. In this video, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. First, I'm going to go into their backgrounds when they came to One Championship, and then we'll talk about their strengths, and finally, I will tell you which one I think is going to emerge victorious in this fight. Let's get into it. Let's start with Soe Lin Oo. This Burmese fighter is also known as the Man of Steel because he can really absorb his opponent's hits. He's from a Lethwei background, and for those of you who don't know, Lethwei is a Burmese combat sport similar to Muay Thai, but there are distinct differences. For example, you have to win by knockout. Let me say that again. You have to win by knockout. If you don't knock someone out, it's a draw. It's also pretty much bare knuckles. You can wrap your knuckles in gauze or tape. Some people do electrical tape, but no gloves. So that's the background Soe Lin Oo comes from. He has over 126 fights in Lethwei, 71 wins, and guess what? Only 3 losses. The rest are draws, so where he didn't knock someone out. That's incredible. He's knocked someone out 71 times. He made the transition to Muay Thai when he did his One Championship debut, and after 3 fights and 3 knockouts, he got a $100,000 One Championship contract. This is Nabil Anane. Like I said at the beginning, he's 6'3" and fights at bantamweight at about 144 pounds. That means he's taller than all of his opponents. Most of his opponents have been in that 5'6", 5'7" range. He fought Superlek and lost. That was his first match and won. He fought Superlek, lost, was knocked out in the first round. But in the rest of his fights, he has won and won against some strong opponents, including Nakrab and Kulabdan and Felipe Lobo. The other thing to know about Nabil Anane is that he trains on Team Mehdi Zatu. And if you don't know Team Mehdi Zatu, they're led by, of course, the legend Mehdi Zatu of kickboxing. Use his range, come in close when he needs to, then get back out and again, use that range and score points. He doesn't need to get too many significant strikes. He just needs to make sure his opponent can't come in and deliver his own significant strikes. So to me, the keys to victory for Nabil Anane are going to be that distance, but also clinch work, elbows and knees to the head, and make sure that he frustrates his opponent. All right, what about Soe Lin Oo? How can he beat this super tall fighter who he has to look up to, throw punches up high to? Can he even reach his head with a kick? That's the big question. How is he going to deal with that? Well, naturally, we're going to expect him to want to close that distance, get in close, but he needs to avoid Nabil Anane's clinch work. So throw the significant strikes, throw really hard punches, don't go for high volume. Basically follow Superlek's playbook. Remember, Superlek knocked out Nabil in the very first round. He did it with punches. I think someone like Soe Lin Oo, who is from that Lethwei background, where you have to knock someone out, is going to do very well against Nabil because he needs to go for a knockout, and don't let Nabil score on him. I also want to see him do this early in the match. I don't want the match to go for Soe Lin Oo more than 2 rounds. Don't give Nabil a chance to frustrate you or score those points with the long range, because that's what has happened to a lot of fighters like Felipe Lobo. So instead, get in quick, throw the hardest punches you can, Man of Steel, and go